Hey everyone, it's Thursday, and I rounded up some new guests for us. This is Katrina Salhausen. Did I get it right?
Yep.
Awesome. And I'll explain a little bit more about Trina in a minute. But yeah, thanks for joining us today. We are moved into a little bit different configuration here, so that's why we were a little late. But Kaylee figured it out. But we have Bernina embroidery going on over there right now, right? So I stole her from the gathering.
Yeah, so we are happy to show everybody what we made today. They are Valentine Hearts, and it has clear plastic so that you can see all your little goodies in there. You can give them to your kids. You can make them all different colors like we did. So you can even give them to the boys. So everybody gets their little candy
and
on.
They can give them to the girls.
And they can give them to the girls. Yeah, all made up.
Or whatever, right?
But yeah, we did all of this in the hoop. So everything you see is just you just put it in the hoop, and it tells you, the sewing machine tells you what to do. You just sew it up. It's just fabulous.
So you leave it open on the top?
Yeah. So in the top right here is where
I got to figure out how everything works. I'm like, wait a minute, how'd you get all the candy in there?
Get your candy right in there, and just goes right in there like that. So we did that today, and it was super fun, super fast, and very inexpensive. So you can do it with, it works really good with felt, and then it also works really good with wool.
Yeah.
And they have fabulous wool here, so you could pick any color you wanted.
Imagine that.
Yes.
So thank you for that.
Yeah. So then,
so you when is Bernina? Is it Bernina Club, Bernina Social? What's all going on over there? Because I know I see you.
So we have the Bernina Social, which is once a month, and you come and you can bring your sewing machine, and you have all these different projects you just bring, or if you want to bring
work on your own stuff,
to work on your own. So you can bring it, and if you need help, we help you. And so you can learn your sewing machine. A lot of people are getting new sewing machines. So then there's a lot of attachments to the embroidery modular. So we have the Bernina embroidery. So you bring just basically that, then we hook it all up. So it's not like you're packing all this stuff and then not using it. And so I was going to show you another project we brought. So all of this was done in the hoop, and you just put your stabilizer in there, and you can see how cute this is. I've made it for a pillow, and my daughter loves her dog, so we have dog prints on it.
Okay.
But it does a fabulous job. And then I cut out a heart, and then we just put batting behind it and just sewed it right on there.
So those are the dogs' names?
Yeah. Well, it's the people's name.
Oh, okay.
The dog is Izzy.
So okay. So Izzy is on there. All right. Everybody's got their name on there.
Anyway, so now they can put that on their couch, and it's made with the envelope, but you can do it with the zippers.
Yeah, we were like, Katrina, you need to do a zipper. We're all like, zippers.
Oh yeah. So that's just some of the Valentine's things, but we got some new exciting projects, and one of them is going to be a little kit for some of the grandkids. Ooh. So here we have the
oh wow, that's
T-Rex.
Awesome. Everybody loves T-Rex.
Yeah, so we are going to be making up some kits, and we used green glow in the dark thread. So when it gets in the dark, it'll glow. It's really awesome. So we're going to actually have 2 or 3 different dinosaurs, so you could pick which one that you wanted. So here's the other one that we made up here.
Ooh.
So
she's beautiful.
Yeah, so that way if you come to the class, you could pick which one you want, and then we can help you whichever one you want. So we're going to hopefully have 3 or 4 to pick from.
All right. And even if you're not a grandmother or you have these are perfect gifts just to randomly give to give to people, or the homeless shelters, all that kind of stuff. Right?
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah. And the thing is that they're big pieces, and they don't look, or they may look a little hard, but they're really not.
Yeah. These little teeth here.
Well, that might be just a little bit, but not. It's still not that bad.
Right, because they're fused and you just top
Yeah,
stitch on them.
Yeah,
right?
so you fuse it down, and yeah, you just top stitch over it, and it's just makes an awesome gift. And we're gonna also have like some other ones with flowers, and so it's not all just for kids.
No.
It's for
Adults too.
older adults and stuff too. Yeah.
Awesome.
So
All right, so they can come for Bernina Social.
Yep, and that's usually around the first part of the month. And you come, just bring whatever projects, or we can help you with some projects if you want. And so they have lots of fabric here, so you can go down there and shop and bring it over.
Pick whatever base you want or whatever.
Exactly,
Yeah.
that's what
Okay.
we do. Yep. So
Okay. And then the Bernina embroidery, is that a whole different another time and
it
place?
is. It is. It's usually we do it on Thursdays, and it's just basically the same from 9 to 4. You bring your embroidery module and your sewing machine over, and we usually always have at least one project to do. And then if you have something that you want help with, then we can help you, on like your thread that you want to use, and like
all those things that matter.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's what we've been doing. So everybody needs to come over here and get their sewing machines out.
What machine do you have?
And
Yes.
get.
What machine do you have?
I do have the Bernina 790 Pro, and I absolutely love it. I love the laser light. I use it all the time.
And the laser on the 790 Pro for stitching triangle paper, it gives you a little dot where you can just. It's just so awesome.
Yeah, it's very, very
Madeline
good.
is, Madeline, I introduced you to her a couple, I don't know if it was last week or not, but they go by so fast, but she is loving that. She loves the laser in, in the 790 Pro.
I use that for everything. The minute I turn on my machine, I have it on. So
it tells you where your needle's going to go next.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
So it's really cool.
Yep.
All right.
So anyway, everybody come out and we'll help you get zipping and sewing.
Yep. So thank you, Katrina, for
you're
coming
welcome.
on. And she is one of the Bernina people. Bernina Barb is here. And then we always have Luke and Jake, which are going to come on next. And we're going to talk to them a little bit.
Awesome. All right.
See, it wasn't so bad. Good job.
All right.
It's always a little intimidating the first time you come on. But once we love hanging out with you guys. And I just said, they're just like us. They just want to see stuff. They just want to hear about all the cool stuff. So isn't it cute? Yes. And Katrina always has cool projects. So come hang out with us and her here. All right. What do we got going on? What are we talking about? I didn't get to talk to you ahead of time.
We're just going to wing it.
All right. I love winging it.
So one of the first things we wanted to talk about was a pretty cool surprise that we have that I wanted to mention here early, and it's a little event that we have coming up in April.
Okay.
And we had found out that on April 23rd, Mr. Olchi, the owner of Bernina, is actually going to come and visit our location here.
He's coming here.
Yes, for an event.
So
awesome. Yeah, it's a really big honor. It's really awesome.
Did you know that?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
No.
We keep it close to the chest.
Yes.
So so save the date, especially all you local people or Bernina
We're flying.
Yes. So I mean, it is really neat. He doesn't do this too often, so it's kind of it's something very deal. It is. It's a big deal. So we had some of the heads of Bernina come last year, and then this year. From my understanding, I don't want to overpromise, but I think a lot of those heads of departments might make an appearance. And then, of course, Mr. Olchi, which is going to be amazing. So that's going to be April 23rd. It's looking, and all these, we have the itinerary right here of what we're working out. And it's looking like maybe around 11 o'clock, around noon, and then he'll be here for a few hours. He signs machines. He does a lot of really cool stuff.
He's going to sign my 790 Pro.
We're going to do a machine giveaway. We're going to do a few different it'll be a great little event. So I just wanted to say that right away so everyone can kind of mark that down. Don't schedule anything. Come and meet the owner of Bernina here at Primitive Gatherings, April 23rd. That's going to be incredible. More details to come on that. So, and then we wanted to do a little quilting service update and also show off kind of a new idea that we have in the works that we wanted to offer our customers, and something that might be interesting to other people who are, you know, because a lot of stuff we talk about when I come on is like really only beneficial for like local people.
Mhm.
But we wanted to show off something that I think a lot of the followers on the YouTube channel and the Facebook channel might be interested in.
Good.
So
I can't wait
first,
to hear it.
so first, let's show the one we just did for. Do we have the lady's name? Did you bring the sheet? All right, we didn't bring the sheet. Okay, so let's show this one off though, because this one we wanted to really.
Ooh.
So we can give credit.
Yeah, we want to give credit. So Jake's gonna sprint,
All right.
but this is
This is Lori Holt's pattern.
awesome. And I don't know if Kaylee can get in there, if we can move it with the lighting in here to show that quilting off. But she wanted to go with just a simple stipple here.
Can we show the backside so they can kind of see?
Yeah,
it
we
too?
can. But let's see if we can let her. We need more of the overhead lighting here. If we back it up a little bit.
There we go.
There we go.
A lot going on with that quilt.
Yeah, this thing is awesome.
So it's just a nice size meander.
Yes, so it's just a stipple.
Okay, let's go up. Let's show the bottom.
This one is actually called Amoeba's Gone Wild.
That's
Is
the
act-
name of it?
Yep, that's what the stipple is.
K. Barhart.
Barhart. Yeah, K. Barhart from Yuma, Colorado.
Wow, nice. This is beautiful. Good
Yeah.
job.
Really cool.
Nice back too.
Yeah. So right now we have, I want to say, I know Lori swung by again. We have we have 3 quilts that we have to do from
Lori,
her.
we love Lori.
We've been doing a lot of samples right now,
Yeah.
but we are
You're gonna get this one next.
we are pretty caught up at the moment. So it's a great time if you're interested in getting your quilt quilted to get it in the mail. I'll go over the deal really quick. For those of you who haven't heard, essentially all you need to do is make sure that the backing is 4 inches bigger on all 4 sides, right? So the total dimensions should be 8 inches bigger, length and width than your top. And you can put a little note in there. You can let me know if there's something specific that you,
No.
you're not gonna show those off?
Yeah, I'm gonna show it off, but I just
Okay.
remembered it.
Write a little note saying, you know, I'm thinking I want a feather. I'm thinking I want invisible thread. I'm thinking I want, you know, whatever it is, and get it in the mail and get it to us ASAP. And you have a good chance of getting it back really quick. We worked really hard at the end of last year. The whole quilting team, Colleen was a really big help in particular this year, helping us get that rack cleared.
Yeah, and it is cleared.
And it is cleared. So get those to us. If you have questions, give us a call. Make sure you leave a message if we don't answer. And we can answer any specific questions you got. But get us your quilts. We're open. That being said, because for the first time, here, I'm going to show this one off first. This is my favorite. So because for the first time we've been open, we've had a chance to kind of show off a new little idea that I've been kicking around for a long time. Can we get that? There we go.
There we
That's
go.
it.
So it's a whole cloth.
This is your primitive muslin,
Mhm.
and this is abundant feather. And what I kind of concocted in my mind that I've kicked
Is this
around.
for somebody?
No, this is a proof of concept. This is for
Oh.
me.
Oh, what are
So-
you gonna do with it?
Well, we might auction it off on the. I was thinking about giving it to Jess for the comment sold and auction this off. This is kind of my proof of concept. And let me talk about what I think. We have a couple more here actually
All right.
that we can show off. But what we wanted to do was I thought to myself, there's a lot of people, you know, what is that question that you always get when, especially people who are kind of new to this, they go, well, can I buy that quilt? Can I buy that blanket?
Yeah.
And we're like, no, that's
No.
not what we do here. We sell the pattern, but what if for some people who, let's say, were really big fans, maybe they're busy, maybe they're not at the point in their lives where they can, or maybe they can't, but they want to decorate their houses with your fabric. Well, what I thought is there's a lot of people who might love the fabric and would love to decorate their beds in their rooms, their spare
I know what you're
bedrooms.
getting at. Okay, so because here's what I do. I have a quilted quilt that we sleep on, that we pull up high, that all that kind of stuff. But then I have the real quilt on
Yes,
top of that.
yes.
So it's not getting the grime or the,
Yes.
the hair pomade on it or the hairspray.
Yes, you can drool on this quilt, right?
I totally get it. That's how I do it.
So what we did is we made a couple samples using your flannels, especially. So this is obviously kind of that charcoal. Again, this is not going to look like too much here with
Let
the
the light
lighting.
hit the.
Yeah,
It's like a blackout.
Yeah.
They can see it.
they can.
Right.
The other side will be
Yeah,
easier.
here. This
So-
side is.
So we did this one reversible, which is really cool. And what I wanted to do was essentially make custom comforters that we can do for our customers. So you can call and say, I want a queen size, I want this color, and I want this. And we even finish them. We even bind them.
Wow.
So this is an actual finished product. So we wanted to just put some feelers out, see if anyone is interested.
Because this one came off one of our bunk beds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
At
So
home.
we had
In the
done this
lake
one a
house.
while ago.
Yes.
We had done this one when we still were at the other location.
Yep.
But I mean, I was in not too long ago. I was in Bed Bath and Beyond,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like embarrassed to say this, but I'm like looking at these comforters, and like the big buzzword is like cotton. Like, ooh, this is cotton.
Right,
It doesn't have
organic.
polyester fill or whatever. And you're looking at these things, and they're like $300, $400, $500.
And
I'm
really
like,
crappily made.
When I'm like, I can make this. What am I doing here? So the one we did double batting, the white, I didn't mention.
Oh,
that.
double batting.
Yeah. So what we want to do is offer this for people who maybe you want to decorate your spare bedrooms or your bedrooms, or you want something. I mean, this flannel, when you wash it, it gets better and better.
Yeah, the flannel, the Moto flannel,
Yeah.
the more you wash it, the softer, the more cuddly, the more it's amazing.
Yeah. So that's all we had. So if you're interested in this, like I said, this is we just did the proof of concept, but I wanted to kind of just put some feelers out there. If this is something you're interested in, give us a call, send me an email. I don't know if you have that handy, but we're Bernina@primitivegatherings.us. And then we have our number. Kaylee will pop that up on the screen for those of you who don't
Yeah,
have
and if
it.
you want to call and talk to Luke or Jake or anybody
Yeah.
down in Bernina land about your quilt, about sending it in, about what you want on it, that's all an option too, right?
Yep. So give us a call. Make sure you leave a message.
Yeah, because
Okay.
they're running around here. Somebody needs a
Yeah.
machine looked at down over there. Somebody, or they're in the middle of loading a quilt or that kind of stuff. So
And then email's obviously really good too, because then it
there's record.
it's right there. I
Yes.
can follow up. So let me know if anybody's interested. Do we have any questions or anything before we get out of here?
You see anything? No. Okay. Aha, great marketing idea, Luke.
Perfect.
I would like to do that.
I think it'll be
I love Moto flannel. Absolutely. Yes. And guess what? I'm going to tell you this in a minute, but hang on. You can wait a minute for it. But I got a big announcement about flannel.
so is that oh yeah.
And
That'll make my job easy.
yes. Yes.
All right. Well, I'll let you announce that, but that's all we got if nobody else has any questions.
All right.
We good?
All right. Thanks for coming on. So those are our guests today. So I like it when I'm not the only one sitting on this couch here, but we have a new room. We're in a new room. I don't know if you can tell, but we have changed directions for where we used to be. We used to be over there in that corner. Now we're over here in this corner, and we're revamping our whole studio up here. So if you've already had a tour of this place, guess what? It's changing again. It always changes. Thanks. You need this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, look, Luke, quickly. What do you charge for quilting?
The price would start at 3 cents.
Right.
Oh yeah, let me come over. So as far as pricing, we charge by the square inch. The prices start at 3 cents, and that would cover, like, for example, this modern meander we showed off. And then if you want to do something like this feather, which there's a lot more to it, that goes to 4.
Okay. And
Okay.
and wool applique, if you have wool applique on your quilt, 5 cents.
Yep, that's when it goes to 5.
Yep.
So
Okay.
really easy to remember.
Yep. And this length times width, and that includes the batting and everything, or is that extra charge?
Batting is separate.
Okay.
But there's no other charges as far
Right. No
as
thread
batting.
charge,
Yeah.
no other things, just size of your quilt times the square inch, and then batting charge. Because some people want a double bat, some people want a wool, some people want, so that's why that's not in there. Isn't that great? And I am super pumped because lots of my quilts I bring it in one day and the next day it's being quilted. So let's go through a couple little more announcements before we get into the meat of the program today.
You said that like a news anchor.
Right? Yeah. Like, am I getting more comfortable? Is that
You
what's
must
happening?
be, Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Preparing
Awesome.
for your next career.
Okay, let's go through some of the things coming up. So the Flying Needles, is that still happening on January 26th? Does anybody know?
She has a phone call into Irma.
Okay, so Irma, let's talk about Irma. Irma is our knitting instructor. She's an amazing woman. I just want to go just to hang out with Irma. I don't care if I knit or not. I just want to be in her presence. All right, she's that awesome. So Irma is revamping her schedule for knitting. So I don't know where we are with that one, but we will let you know soon as we know. So then up next is Sit and Stitch, which we just had 2 of them, Tuesday and Wednesday. So that was super awesome to spend 2 days here with everybody. And when we do have Sit and Stitches back to back, you can stay overnight like Sherry and Sue did. We love Sherry and Sue. I love hanging out, and they take care of the place while nobody's there. We love it. So join them. They are super nice ladies if you want. And it's a really nice way to stay here and sew for 2 full days and 1 night. And our next session will be, let's see, is that February 6th for Sit and Stitch. And that's a program where you come in, you spend $25, we feed you lunch, you work all day long on whatever you want. We are there if you need any help with anything. So it's kind of fun. Win-win for everybody. And then there's time you can go shop. You can do whatever you want while you're here with us. So then we also have Cross Stitch Club. And our next date for that one is February 14th on Valentine's Day. So hopefully there'll be some love being stitched that day. There is the flyer there. So you can call the gathering, or you can go right on our events calendar and sign up for some of these things. And we have videos on that. Where is that video located?
Under the help.
Under the help button.
There's also
Okay.
a blog post. that
Yes, and then
explains
there's a blog post on that too. And I know we always have new people. So if we are boring you by repeating the same stuff all the time, just remember that we always have new people every time. And we want to make sure that they know everything as well. All right, Stitchers Gathering met yesterday, I believe. So then their next date is February 19th. And that is a nice group of hand stitchers, whether it's EPP, applique, very nice group. If you, they might be your jam, so come and meet them and hang out with those. Joanne Blank heads that, and you've met Joanne on several of our other videos and times when she's been on here. And then next up, we have a winter escape session on March 8th and 9th. If you want to come for those 2 days, and I think the one for this weekend, we advertised this a little bit too late for that, so we're just going to move on to the March session there. So 2 days of full stitching, 1 night staying over, super great price at $200. So come, I'll hang out with you that day. And then a special on Valentine's Day, we have Erica's Cream Puffs. So we have strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla. You order them ahead of time. You tell us what time you're going to pick them up, and Erica will have them ready for you. All right, then next up, we have Love Is All You Need. And this is my event that is kind of like a long weekend, the 15th through the 17th. So it's a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and checkout on Sunday. Now, Kaylee, I gave you a picture today. You have it?
Mm-hmm.
So this is going on the long arm right now. So this is one of our projects. And it's a little dull there, but it's actually a lot brighter than that. But I probably should have, brightened it up a little bit. But this is a fun project because you can size it to what size you need. So I have a king size bed. So I have 5 hearts that jump up and down across the quilt. If you have a twin, that would be 3. If you have a queen, that would be 4. So there's going to be a lot of negative space just on the bottom 3/4 of the quilt. Those hearts will go across, and then I'm going to do a pillow arrangement on top. So this is one of our projects for Love Is All You Need. And I like to show you that because we do have I think we have about 12 people already, but we always could use a couple more. And it's so fun to hang out with us for those days and eat all of Erica's food as well. All right. Then next up, March 9th, we have Learn to Punch Needle. And I'm going to show you the punch needle that I just finished the other day. So first time I've done one in a while. So I can't wait to show you that. But come learn everything on how to punch needle. Kathy is teaching that for you, and she's a super great teacher. Then next up, we have a few openings in Linda's class. I showed you the quilt she quilted last week, I think it was. We talked about this. So March 22nd and 23rd, it is a 2-day class, and learn everything about custom quilting with ruler work, and just very comprehensive class on what you should quilt where. And it's very, very, very good. And a lot of Linda's students have become awesome quilters in their own right. Then next up, we have a finishing class workshop. And that is, let's see, April 5th and 6th. So it's 2 days. And it's how to finish your cross stitch projects. All kinds of different ways to make them much more interesting than just putting them in a frame. So call the gathering again for that, or I think you might be able to sign up for that right on with the events page.
Which one were you talking about?
The class. Is classes on there too or not?
Some classes you can sign up through. It all
Okay.
depends on how the rates work and everything like that.
All right.
So
Yeah, and if you need lodging, that's a whole different ballgame.
Right.
Lodging, you have to go through the gathering. All right. But if it's just a class, you probably can do it on the events calendar. All right. We haven't announced this, but Laura Heine is going to be here. 2 different classes, the 10th and the 11th, and the 13th and the 14th. We haven't talked about this much. I think it's almost full. So if you're just hearing about it now, get on the phone, call Peggy at the gathering, talk to her. There is a fee of $300 for the class for the 2 sessions or the 2 days, the 10th and the 11th. So you check in on the 9th, stay the 10th, stay the 11th, check out on the 12th. Same thing for the other one, check in on the 12th, come class 13th, 14th, check out on the 15th. And there's 2 projects there. There's one with Santa, and then there's a really beautiful thread spool with flowers. And that's kind of collage quilting, very fun opportunity for everybody there. Okay.
Can you explain as to why day students are charged more than walking students for a class?
Okay, because day students, if you stay there, your meals are already included with your stay. If you're a day student coming, we're charging you for meals. So you get it? The people that are already lodging and paying for that package have already paid for their food. So that's why there's a little discrepancy in those prices, because you have to pay for your lunches and your snacks when you're there. It's built in, okay? It's built in. That's why we do that, okay? I got to make sure I get this back to Katrina. All right, that one over there. All right, so I talked about classes and clubs that we have going on here, but I also want to let you know that I'm doing a class in Mackinac in May, and I don't do many classes. So this might be the only time I'm stepping out on primitive gatherings and going to Michigan up to the UP, and I'm going to teach there at the Mackinac Needlework Seminar, I think it's called. Let me just check that out. So if you go to Facebook, I'll show you where it is. All right, you're going to type in, you're going to go to, maybe I don't know how to get out of these stories or whatever the heck's going on here. All right, so I'm going to go to my groups, or I'm going to go to, mine is in my groups, but you go to your search engine, you type in Mackinac, and Mackinac is pronounced Mackinac, but it has an ack at the end. So Mackinac Island Quilt Retreats, or Mackinac Island Quilting Art Seminar. Right there is what it looks like. Well, hang on.
There, oh,
Stay in one spot, Lisa,
Yep.
she says. All right, so see it? That's the thing. And so that's where you can see some of the things. So I posted, one of my projects almost being done. I can't remember where I posted it. Now I know where I did, right there. Okay. All right. So there's some information there. And then Carmen, who is heading the group, she will talk about some of the things going on there. So this, I haven't shown anybody yet, but this is my punch needle project for the Mackinac retreat. So this is all punch needle. You will recognize it. Yes, I'm obsessed with the Black Star Flower Farm quilt. So I punched the center of it. And this is going to be one of our classes there on the island, May 4th through the 10th. And as well as we're talking about classes, I'll just tell you some of the other things going on there. I have a mini quilt class. I want to teach mini. So I want to show you the backing of this. Can you see the back first? The boys quilted this yesterday for me or the day before. Look at how beautiful that is. Mini orange peel. So this is a simple little quilt right here that I'm going to teach people, quilters, not to be afraid of mini. So we have 3 different size triangles here, and we have some little pieces. So that's my mini class for Mackinac as well. Here's my binding. Got to keep that stuff together. I'm constantly looking for it. And then here is Sam the Snowman. I have to put binding on him. He just got quilted as well. So Sam, I thought I want to teach quilters not to be afraid of triangles. So these are the half square triangles that we are going to make in class. And then we're going to have a part 2 to that. And I'm going to show them how to do awesome stem stitching so they can make this. Now, we can also do this with Santa Pantle, with Dear Santa. So if you want to do Dear Santa instead, well, you're going to do the same pattern. We're just going to change the panel and it'll be red and white. And I know that one will be here on time. So this is when I'm a little nervous about Sam because I want to make sure Moda has this before I say, yes, we can teach this. So we may possibly be doing Dear Santa instead of Sam the Snowman. But no big deal, right? Either one of them will work for that class. So those are 3 of the projects that I'm teaching at the Mackinac Retreat. I have 2 more to go. One is a wool project, which is going to be lilacs and a robin. And then the next one is rug punch. So I have to come up with one little design for that. So that's the only one I don't know of. But other than that, by the end of the week, I will have all 5 of my projects done for the Mackinac Retreat. That's a lot of work. So that's a quick peek of Sam. You'll see Sam. He runs when we talk about snowman gatherings coming up in February. We'll talk more about the other quilts in that line. But let's talk about this next. Don't be jealous. Don't hate me. Hang on. I'm going to go off camera for a minute.
You can enter stage.
I can
right?
enter.
Yes.
Yes. All right. What?
Can you also explain that all the projects will be offered for the general public?
Yes.
after the class?
Yes. So, look at that. Look at that. It's long. Can you back up? Can you back up? Can you show me how long it is? I wanted a long one. Look at that. Isn't it great? Don't be jealous. Don't be hating me. Yes. It's so awesome. Okay. So this is a piece I want to wear to Nashville to the needlework seminar that's going to go on there in March.
That's your outfit for your next.
This is going to be one of my outfits. Yes. But we also are going to teach this as a class. So Barb and Bernina I said, Barb, I really like this quilted coat, my last one that I made. I said, I really like it, but I really want one long. I said, can we custom fit our own pattern so you're not wearing a box? I said, I don't want to wear a box. I want a big clunky one. I want one that fits me nice and that I really, really love. And she's like, yeah, we can do that. And I said, can we teach it as a class then too? Because everybody will want one. So what we're going to do for this class, and Jessica's finding us a date, because here's our plan. So you're going to come and you're going to meet with Barb. You're going to get measured and we're going to fit a pattern for you, right? So we're going to make sure that your jacket fits how you want it, the length, all that kind of, because I could adjust the length on my sleeves. I could move this slit up. So we put a slit in here. So I was able to determine how long I wanted all of that thing. And it's really important that if you're going to spend this much time making something like this, that it fits and you wear it. So my other coat's a little big. So that's why I really wanted one. But doesn't that sound like a good idea? So you're going to come, you're going to make an appointment with Barb. She's going to fit you. And then we are going to have a 2-day class where you stay overnight. and we cut it out. We make the jacket, and then we bind it. I put the binding on. I put on a bias binding. It was super great. You saw my little picture of me and Jax there. He snuggled up the whole time I was sewing this, but I put it on the bias here, and it went around everything beautifully. Even in this little, I was a little nervous about this little, like, how am I going to bind that? But you know how you bind this? You just make it straight. And then you just treat it like it's the outside of your quilt, and then it's magic. It's magic. All right. So look for that coming up. It's probably going to be in the summertime that we will teach that, because there's not a lot of spots in our calendar. I just tried to pull one yesterday and we couldn't. So we have to dig a little deeper on where we can find that overnight date. But we might have something. We have a couple groups that we're waiting to confirm up, and if they don't confirm up, then we're going to steal their spots, because they can only have them for so long. Right? Okay. All right. Let me pull this off because it's hot in here. All right. And then I want to shout out a little bit about the wool boxes are compiled and put together, and I thought I can show you block 7 for, you know what we're missing is our brighter lights.
Oh, you mean like that? Okay.
Yeah. All right, but here you go, because this does not look this dull in person. But like I said, we moved around the room and we have to find our lighting a little bit better. But this is block 7. See our froggy on this one here? I put a critter in every block, but he turned out super good. But yes, this is much brighter than it is on that screen right there. So just know that. It's a perfect time to join our wool box. And I'm sorry if last week, if I said, you know, the wool box is $72 and the cotton one is $42. Don't listen to anything I say about prices, because I don't know. All right. It's around that amount. So if that gets all crazy and I say it's, you know, it's $72 and it's really $78 by the time they put the tax on and all that other stuff, that is what it is. All right. I don't mean to give you false information, but the cotton box is $42 and $45 with shipping. Right? I said 42. My bad. Don't believe everything I say. Go and check the website. We didn't raise the price on anything. It's the same as it always was. So I got an email and I want to make sure y'all don't. It's just me. Okay. It's just me. All right. We got winners. Let's talk about this. Moto Blockheads. Super fun block. Barb from me and my sister. Cute little block. I hope you're keeping up. I love making those. And then we have Twilights. Week 32. 98 and 98 and 87. This week's blocks?
Well, they're week 32. So yeah, tomorrow the new ones will come.
All right. Tomorrow, new blocks. Do we have a winner for this one?
Yep, it's in your lap.
In my lap. Oh, right there.
It's in the bag.
Okay. It's fun seeing everybody's stack of blocks,
Yes.
right? All right. So Terry Uden,
I would say, yeah, you did.
Uden, whatever one. You are week 32's winner, and we have a nice little prize pack for you. So please email Heidi, and she will get that out to you with your physical address. All right. All this stuff, I want to make sure it all goes in the right spot. Okay. Now to the main event. What time is it? Ooh, 45 minutes. All right. So what I really want to talk about today is Farmhouse Flannels. Now, this is my third line of Farmhouse Flannels, and I don't know how, but they seem to get better and better and better as we go along. And it's just so yummy. And just write this down, because I thought about this morning, is we need to do gingham quilts with this too, because we have a couple gingham prints in here, or these houndstooth prints in here that make wonderful gingham quilts. So that one is kind of a nice medium gray. And then we have this black and gray over here. And those will make super cool gingham quilts. And we sold so many gingham quilts with our other line there. All right, so this is the tower. Now all of the stuff that I'm going to be talking about is already up on our website for sale. And remember, it does not come in until June. So this one's coming in June. Hopefully it'll be a smidge early like everything else, but that's when they say it's coming in. Now, I just want to go over a couple things. So I'm going to hold this nice and close. So this is the panel that we are bringing back. This is one, I think this was in number 2. 2. So this was the panel that was so popular that it sold out so quickly. But now we're bringing it back, and hopefully we'll order a bunch of that. And I'll talk about this, but let's just go through. I want to show you the prints. All right. I don't know how close can you get, Kaylee? Really close?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I can get this close.
That's perfect. Yes, right there. No, there. Oh, look at that. Isn't this great? So this is a multicolored print here. And then this next one is that houndstooth that I think is amazing. Let me go the other way here. Here we go. That would make a great gingham quilt. And then next up here, we have a big plaid, perfect for backing. Not so great to cut up, but great for backing or clothing. Or like Luke said, making one of those whole cloth quilts. This is a nice medium plaid here. And then these are going to be harder, but this has a diagonal in it. See a diagonal stitch? And then it's really tiny micro plaid here. Black is hard. And then a solid. So this is kind of like it's got a little heather in it. It's got a little model in it. Very hard to see it though, but it is there. And then the houndstooth is the last one. So those are all the darks there on that cap set. These are called cap sets when we get these from Moto. So here's the medium grays now. So there's the big plaid. I always got to go the opposite way. I think I got to go. All right. Big plaid. And then that beautiful houndstooth again. Now this is gray. It's a nice medium gray. On my screen is reading a little darker, but it is a nice medium gray. And then that small plaid, the diamond stitch. I call this like a diamond stitch. See how much darker it is on that screen?
Your screen's just dark.
Yeah. So, okay.
looks
So
better on-
Kaylee says they look good on hers. They are dark on mine though.
How do they look on yours?
Here's that multi-print.
It depends.
And then one of my favorites are the stripes in this line are amazing. Amazing stripes. Don't be afraid of those stripes. Use them. Loud and proud. This is one of my favorite little ditsies in the line. And then another big plaid. All right, so those are the mediums. Then we have the creams. So the cream has a little bit of taupe or darker cream with it. Here's that plaid, small plaid. There's the solid, but it's not. It has a little bit of movement in it. It has a little bit of model. Here's the diamond stitch. Then the little ditzy, the houndstooth, and then the plaid leads to a little bit more of the darker brown in there. But isn't it beautiful? Super, super beautiful. It's so fun to stitch with this stuff too. Oh my gosh. All right, there's the houndstooth, the ditzy, the bigger houndstooth, the medium-sized plaid, diamond stitched, micro plaid, and then this lovely one right there. Look at that. It's got 3 or 4 colors in it. Amazing. And then the lighter grays on this one. Beautiful, beautiful stripe. Small plaid. Look at that. You'll see this in some of the quilts I'm going to show you today. The mini houndstooth, the ditzy, the diamond stitch, the solid-ish, and then the two-tone dark gray, light gray houndstooth. Isn't that great? So awesome.
Do you starch your flannels?
I do starch my flannel. Anything I cut in piece, I starch. All right, here's what I was told Luke. All right, so here's these 3 small plaids. So we have the cream, the gray, and the black. 108 wide backing. So this is super exciting to have this at 108 wide. I despise quilting or stitching quilt backs together. I hate it. I hate every minute of it. And I hope to never, ever again forget to put a 108 wide backing in every one of my lines. Oh, Madeline is going to be sewing backings from now on. Yes, right? All right. All right. I'm going to take a minute here to read some of your comments. Pretty flannels. Nice. Yes. Yes. Right, Becky? 108 flannel. We're so excited about that. Okay. Nothing too pressing there. But if you have any questions, like, do you start your flannel? That answer is yes. Okay. Now, the quilt behind me, right here, is called Farmhouse Star. It is 80 by 80. And I made it pretty much in no time at all. Every one of these is a half square triangle. Half square triangles. There's no flying geese in the directions, which some people are going to not like that. And some people, it's one of those things where you have to figure out, what do you want to do? You want to make it easy or you want to make it hard? So sometimes half square triangles, one direction, making a whole bunch of half square triangles in different sizes is a lot easier than making big, 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 huge flying geese. Okay? I'm not going to say I would do that all the time, but it is what it is. The fabric is beautiful. The directions are easy. It went together in a breeze and super, super quick. And you're basically making this twice. So this square right here is this whole block. See that? So if this whole block were brown, you would just be making one block, but then we doubled it by taking out that and making that again with the flannel. Super lovely. 80 by 80. And again, these kits are all up on our website for pre-order. And we love that if you pre-order, because guess what? It tells us which ones are most popular. It helps us order fabric. So take advantage of that and let us know, because that really helps us. It really helps us. So if you really love these are great gifts. A lot of the flannel quilts that we make are easy. They're not super complicated because they're flannel. So we tend to piece with bigger pieces on flannel. But sometimes we push the limit and we make them smaller. But for the most part.
And they're on sale.
Huh?
And they're on sale.
And they're on sale. I didn't want to say if they were or not because I didn't know.
They are for the next 2 weeks.
Uh,
Now we have to
2
order.
weeks. We have 2 weeks to order this fabric. So if you want to get a discount on your kit, right now is a great time to do that. And like I said, it lets us know where we're at and which ones are going to be the most popular. Oh, this one. Okay, let's go in order. This one. I can hold this one up. Just made this one. I bet you with help from her little monster. All right. And he's being a monster right now. But that's what little boys are like. All right. This one is called Matchsticks. It is 47 by 47. And Jessica, come on over here for a minute and talk about something else, because this is a weird size. It's kind of a baby quilt. That's what we wanted. But there's a lot of extra fabric left over. And I don't want to say something wrong, but I know you know.
So you can make 10 extra blocks of this here with them. So you could make it larger if you wanted to. Otherwise, there's probably going to be a bonus project with them that I am going to work on with those 10 to configure another quilt for you out of it.
Cool. Yeah. So when you make your own book, you can always add things. It's hard to take things away, but you can add.
And the pattern actually calls for you to take out the muslin
Pieces.
of the layer cake, but if you put that into it and you decide to use it, you would actually end up with 12 extra
Oh,
blocks.
so that's a lot more blocks.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
so this would be a perfect recliner quilt or baby quilt or any of that. But this one just got quilted. Colleen did an awesome job. Colleen, if you're watching, I really like this pattern, and we don't have this pattern on our long arm. So can you make sure we get this somehow? Tell us what it is so we can download it, because I really love it. And you know, I'm all about geometric patterns, and I love repeated, simple geometric patterns. This one is just hot off the machine as well. Hyde, come help.
Yes.
Oops. All right, this one. Can you get the second sheet there? That's my cheat sheet. Thank you. All right, this one is called Take Your Time, because it takes no time at all to make it. That's for sure. But look at how beautiful and simple that is. And it is a recreation of an antique quilt. And I just thought it was beautiful with this beautiful plaid as the accent, the biggest piece in there. I really love that fabric, so that's why I wanted to showcase it. And we put it on the back too. Imagine that. All right, so those are the 3 quilts that we have so far. We are still making them, but I still want to go through all the other quilts and talk to you about them, because we're spending time with that. So Thunder Star would be next on my list. This is the one I have next in my queue to make. This is going to be absolutely gorgeous. And half square triangles, not diamonds. All right. This is all half square triangles. So I was looking at that thinking I was going to be cutting 45 degrees. Nope. We made it half square triangles. So Linda patterned it out that way for us. So I think it is 1.5 inch. I can't remember. 1.5 or 2. I have to get that, because this is next up on my list to make. And I have it all cut out and ready to go. So, and it was 72 by 72 for Thunder Star. I'm thinking if I had to pick, the best ones are going to be Thunder Star, Farmhouse Star, and Woolly Lambs. Those are my 3 guesses. Okay, next up is, so that's 4 quilts. Ooh, they're back-sided here. Let's go pop one up. I don't care. Ooh, Country Courthouse. So this, it looks very simple, but I think when the flannels and when it's done, it's going to be amazing. Jess, you're doing this one?
Yep.
Okay. Where are you at on it?
I haven't gotten the pattern yet.
Oh, okay. All right. So this is one of them. We're still waiting for that pattern. This is 82.5 by 99. So they're pretty big blocks. Did you remember what your strips were?
I didn't get to see the thing yet.
Okay. So those are huge blocks. It's going to be a nice big quilt, and it's 3 colors only. So it's the medium gray, the dark gray, and the cream. So and they're solid. They're the solids, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
No, they are the one with the little
Ditzy?
snowflake in it.
Oh, okay. The little ditsies.
Yep.
Okay. That's a good one. All right. Chutes and Ladders is the other one Jess is making. So you're making 3 quilts out of this line. Why is that?
Those are the 3 antique quilts that I found.
Oh, okay. So we're recreating Jess's antique quilts. Okay, perfect. Chutes and Ladders. This one's called Jacob's Ladder is really what it is. Great to showcase these fabrics. Again, simple strip piecing quilt, go together super fast. And then you have some triangles. That's all. Are those triangles that use paper, or don't you know yet? She's looking at her pattern. All right.
No, they are big enough not.
Okay,
to-
no triangle paper because they're probably this big. All right. Okay, then next up we have Lightning Rod, which is the box kit that Moto chose out of these to put in a kit. And now this one too is kind of weird because it's 54 by 60. And that's what's coming in the box kits. And Moto likes to keep those box kits at a certain price point, and that's why they chose the small quilt. But we actually have this in 3 different sizes. So we actually did it in a mini. So we did 18 by 20, which is kind of interesting since it's flannel. That's interesting. And then we did 54 by 60, which is this one. And then we did 72 by 80, which is more like a twin size or something like that. So the twin uses a bundle, a fat quarter bundle. This one uses a fat eighth bundle. So that's the difference between them. And the mini uses a layer cake. How convenient. Okay.
Everyone, this is in a book.
Yes. So all of these patterns are in one book. Okay. And unless I tell you it's not. So there are 2 of them that are not. Okay. Up next is called Windstorm. This is a super fun quilt. I wish I could make this one, but I can't make them all. So I have to let some go, but I absolutely love this quilt. Can't wait till it comes back.
Amy's got that.
This one is 63 by 72. It is made using a bundle. All right. And then next up, you're going to love this one. This one is called The Lord is My Shepherd. Now this is using the panel that's in the fabric. So where you're cutting apart those little sheepy blocks, and then you are appliquing on the words, and you can blanket stitch those. You can just use a small straight stitch on those words, but it is using a layer cake, so it's super easy and it goes together quite fast with a couple little fabrics to make the background of the words. I did see one put together with using the lights from the layer cake. I omitted them because I didn't want that to be kind of all mushy, but when I saw the quilt made with those, it's really nice. So either way, you don't have to have that light fabric. You could use the ones that are in the layer cakes. I thought it would be kind of hodgepodgey, but seeing it in real life, it looked just fine. And that quilt is 54 by 63. It'd be beautiful hanging in your church. Just saying. And that one, this one came about, one of our customers asked us to do some lettering for her. Jerry. And she did this we did the letters for her, and I just kind of stole it from her because we needed at the last minute to put a quilt with a panel in this book, even though we already have a quilt with just using the panel and then a little innie border and outer border using the panel full out. We're going to have that, right? But this is so awesome that I had to steal it from her. So she saw when I showed it the other day and came in and showed me her quilt, and it was beautiful finished because I never did see the finished quilt. But thank you for coming in and showing us that because it was awesome. And then there is one other quilt in this lineup that is not coming from us, and it's not from the book. It'll be a single pattern. It is a carriage house design, and it's called Woolly Lambs, and it is adorable, right? So it is made using a layer cake and a couple other fabrics, not many, but just off the top of my head, blocks and border. Oh, so you're making those fences out of layer cakes too. All right. Seems like a lot of fabric for a layer cake, but hey, they must know what they're doing, right? You see that? How are you making all those sheeps and those fences out of one layer cake? We will find out.
It could be I have one of the original sheets and they updated it.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right. So we'll check in on that because that just seems like a lot for me to be coming out of a layer cake. But there are 40 of them, and there are 4 times 5. There's 20 sheep.
It is only 45 by 56.
Yeah, and it is smaller. So, yep. I think it's going to be this big. The sheep is going to be this big, right? But yep, there's 40 fabrics in that tower. So yeah, I guess you can do it. Okay, so that is the lineup for all of the quilts in Farmhouse Flannels 3. One of them is a single pattern. One of them is a quilt kit. The rest are in the book. So you'll see the book cover What do we have up for a book cover? Because I know we didn't do that yet.
You know,
I think it's just it's the same one Moto had. I think it's just a copy of a quilt.
Okay. We'll get working on a cover so that looks better. We always forget to do that right away too. All right. So,
Are the bundles up for pre-order too?
yes, they are. All of the pre-cuts are up for sale. But is the yardage up for sale yet too?
I believe she has.
Yeah.
There.
I think we have everything up for you to order. Get your orders in. It tremendously helps us know which stuff is popular so Jessica knows to order for 20 kits or for 2. All right. Sometimes that's what we have to do. We know not everyone is the rock star. But we want to know which ones are the rock stars. So we make sure we order enough of those fabrics that are in those quilts, because if we run out of kits in the first month or 2, that's a bummer. So we really want to know which ones you like. So if you want to even comment in the comment sections and tell us which ones you like, if your pocketbook doesn't allow you to buy one right now, we still would like to know, right? We still would like to know which one of those quilts are your favorites, if you can remember. I told you the Lammy was going to be good. Yeah, Coach House Designs, they do a lot of designs for other. They just take Moto's catalog and they find fabrics they want to work with, and super cool that they picked one of ours this time. So we're honored that that company has done that. And I can't remember her name, and I met her at market, and I'm such a turd, I can't remember her name.
I believe it's Barb.
Barb? Okay. Is the book Farmhouse 3?
Barb.
Barbara. All right, Barbara, you did an awesome job on that. Yeah, the book is probably called Farmhouse 3. Yes. The quilt behind you is the best, and the woolly sheep.
What about the pillow that you're sitting next
Oh,
to?
this is just some weird pillow that I was these are wool strips that I wove onto a foundation and made a pillow. This is real wool. But what do you think? We could probably do a tutorial on that sometime, right? It's an awesome pillow. And it turned out way bigger than I thought. It's definitely a good squishy one. It's a good nap one for when you need a few deep breaths, right, Jess? All right. Any other questions before we go away and get on to comments sold? Okay, show me the goat. All right, let's do the goat. Everybody came in yesterday like, oh my God, I want to buy the screaming goat. I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about, because I did not watch Jess's comment sold. But all right, so for a while now, the girls, when they have a meltdown up here, this is their meltdown. So they just do this a couple times, and then they must feel better.
It makes you giggle all the time.
Yeah, you can't not do that without laughing.
Especially when you hear it like real quiet coming from way across the room.
Like all of a sudden you hear nothing, and then you hear. So sorry, I did not know about the screaming goat. Now I'm all.
I got one for every department, but I didn't think you really had a department.
Oh, I don't have a department, huh?
You're like all the departments.
Yes.
But there's one.
What do you call that? The
Boss?
boss. Yeah. I don't know what it's called, but it is.
Goat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm chief
Goat.
goat.
Goat, the greatest of all
That's
time.
what goats say.
So get yourself 1 or 2 of these too, because you're gonna love this. Okay.
And we do have 1 yard and half yard bundles.
Oh yes.
too.
And yeah, remember, Jessica reminded me that if a fat quarter isn't enough, we do have half yard and 1 yard bundles of this. Okay. You gotta have this for all of your beautiful things. Okay. I'm looking around. Comment sold is coming up next.
You got winners sitting there.
I got winners
Pretty pretty.
right here. Okay.
Maybe just a reminder that
Next week.
Next week is when the we'll say, can you sew start?
Okay. We are working so hard on to try to get some of these things moving along that we've been working on for a long time. But just a FYI, Say Can You Sew 2 starts next Thursday. So we'll be talking a little bit about that, but a lot about all things new.
Mhm.
All right. So our theme next year is all the new things that we are going to bring out this year. That
Next week.
next week.
You
You
said
said
next
all
year.
things next year.
Well, it says 2024.
Next year's theme kicked out.
All things new for 2024 that we are letting out into the world that everybody can have now. That's what our show will be about next week. You know that we always do all these little things ahead of time, and I try to con somebody into being my guest. You're going to see Madeline next week. She didn't want to come on today, but you're going to see Madeline. Madeline has 2 quilt tops done. She's going to talk about her experience. I'm not going to talk about it for her, but she's doing awesome. And I can't wait to show you 2 of those things that she has already finished. Okay, winners this week. No other things? No other things? Everybody quick check. I love a tutorial. All right, we'll do a tutorial on that wool pillow, but we're going to make a smaller one.
Do you think you're gonna have
This
a
is too
sew-along?
expensive, huh?
Do you think you're gonna have a sew along with that flannel in?
I don't know. We'll see. See what comes up.
They didn't hear her say that.
Oh, is there going to be a sew along with the flannel? Not yet. Maybe. We have 2 weeks to figure it out. Write that down. Sew along. Are we going to do one? Maybe a fun, easy one. Get everybody not afraid of flannel. And I get that some of you live in warm climates. You still cover up, right? And if it's flannel, it's still not that much different than your regular cotton. All right. So
It's just softer.
it's just softer. It's just
Feels
more
nice.
awesome. All right. Don't be afraid of flannel. Put flannel on the back of your regular quilt. When you see those 108 wide flannels, order one of those to put on the back of your normal quilt because it's fuzzy. It's awesome.
Nick says to put the goat next to the mic.
Can I just ask that you bring that home and when he gets into bed tonight? he's like,
Okay,
So he
Nick.
starts drowsing off and then yeah.
Right in his ear.
All right, winners for today. Live with Lisa. Send Heidi your address so she can send you a prize. Teresa Foister, Julie Blanchard, and Jamie Harris. You are today's winners. Thanks everybody for joining us. We really appreciate you. Make sure you come on to Comment Sold with us. It's super pretty in that room. I can't wait to be in there and show you all the fun stuff we have for sale today. All right, everyone, take care and get some stitching done today.